Hey everyone, Nittany Lion Roar here, and the Christmas event is up for the month of December, and we have some brand new Christmas heroes. So I'm super excited to go over those and give them my grades. But first, I'm going to go over some of the old heroes, just to kind of give you some context here. I won't talk too much about them, but they are all part of this winter family, the new ones and the old ones, which gives a bonus for 2 or 3 heroes, either 5 or 10% for health for minions inherited from their summoner, and all of these heroes do give minions, which is nice. And then an additional 5% or 10% attack for the minions inherited from their summoner. So the Christmas heroes do go together well in making really beefy and high attack minions if minions are your thing. Okay, taking a look at Rudolph here. Rudolph is a fast 3-star red hero that deals 285% damage to the target, reduces the mana of the target by 20%, and summons an elf minion with 10% HP and 10% attack inherited from the caster. So I do have Rudolph, and I have played with Rudolph. I really like Rudolph as a fast sniper, but you're going to notice the weakness here is the defense. This is the stat that affects survivability the most, and I've noticed that I have a difficult time keeping Rudolph alive. He oftentimes just dies from regular attack damage. He's that weak. So while I do like Rudolph, and he has a really, really high attack stat, because he dies so easily, I can't give him better than a B. So I am going to rate Rudolph at a B. Next up, as far as the old heroes go, we have Buddy the Elf, also part of this winter family. They all are. He's a ranger who's average speed. He deals 205% damage to the target and nearby enemies. He summons an elf minion for the caster and nearby allies with 10% HP and 10% attack inherited from the caster. And the target and nearby enemies get negative 24% attack for 3 turns, and the target and nearby enemies get negative 34% defense for 3 turns. So that's a lot of text. The strength of Buddy is not his attack stat, so that initial damage doesn't really matter all that much. But what does matter are the 3 bottom bullet points. Giving himself and the heroes next to him the minions really, really helps for survivability. But also, Buddy's also aggressive and defensive, so he's like kind of offensive and defensive at the same time. He does the attack down, which keeps your team alive in addition to the minion better, so he's really protecting your team well, but also giving defense down to the enemy means you're going to kill them quicker, and that's one of the strongest effects in this game. And so for that reason, I'm going to give Buddy an A, because he is so versatile. He can be used on offense or defense because he keeps your team alive, but he also advances your offense. He's just that good. So Buddy gets an A for a 4-star hero. Next up, we have Mother North for the old 5-star heroes. She has been widely used. She is widely known. She is a healer who is slow, which I don't typically like, but it actually works for Mother North. She recovers 30% health for all allies. Each fallen ally has a 50% chance to get revived with 10% HP. And she summons an elf minion for each ally with 10% HP and 10% attack inherited from the caster. So she can just kind of sit in that upper left corner. You kind of want her in the upper left wing, because when she does revive heroes to the right of her, if their specials are already charged up, then they're going to go off immediately, and that's really helpful. Mother North has been on a lot of defenses before. She's fun to use on offense. I definitely think slow heroes always take a hit. On defense, it doesn't matter as much because you kind of don't mind if your front heroes die first and then she revives them. People tend to ignore her there in the corner until she goes off, and then if she does revive heroes, which she has a really good chance of doing, it's absolutely devastating. She's a little bit harder to use on offense just because it's harder to get that slow special to go off. So for this reason, I am going to give Mother North an A-. The reason she's not an A is because she's not really usable in the very, very top tier of wars and raids. She tends to be right on the edge of it, but her being slow is just too slow because the top tier players are going to kill defenses faster than she's going to go off. Next up, we have Santa. So if I can find him wherever he may be. Santa deals 150% damage to all enemies, summons an elf minion for each ally with 10% HP and 10% attack inherited from the caster. All enemies get negative 34% attack for 3 turns. All enemies get negative 44% defense for 3 turns. But he is slow. So while this effect is a lot like Buddy, Buddy is average speed, and with a level 23 mana troop, you can get him to go off basically fast speed, and there's no way you're going to get Santa Claus to go off that fast. So I think Santa takes a pretty big hit for being a slow hero, but the effect is really, really good, and it hits all of the opposing heroes rather than just the 3 that Buddy does. So for that reason, I'm going to give Santa Claus a B+. I can't give him in the A range just because, first of all, it's really hard to get him to go off whenever he's slow, both on defense and on offense. And it's not like Mother North's ability where it's okay if it goes off slow. You really want this kind of effect a little bit earlier because, again, you need to protect your offense with the attack down, and you need to get that defense down out in front of your other aggressive heroes, and that's just not happening with a slow hero. So please, don't take this out of context. Santa Claus is a good hero. He's a really good hero. If you get Santa Claus, he's awesome. He's probably worth leveling up, but he's not in the top tier. So I just want to put that into perspective. Now, on to the new heroes. First up, we have Frosty as a 3-star hero. He is a rogue, and he is average speed. He recovers 32% health for all allies, and he summons an elf minion for each ally with 10% HP and 10% attack inherited from the caster. Now, this special doesn't look that exciting, but this is basically a blue 3-star Delilah. And for those of you who have Delilah, you know she's a very, very good healer. And in fact, she's really good to take on offense. She doesn't appear to be an aggressive type of hero, but she does a really good job at protecting the team. And so I think the same is going to be true of Frosty. So I think Frosty's going to be a little bit underrated. Plus, there's not a lot of great blue healers out there. So he kind of fills a spot where there's not a lot of heroes in the 3-star realm of his type. So for that reason, I am going to give Frosty an A-, which is basically the same grade that I would give Delilah, who's a very, very similar hero, but who's a 5-star instead. Next up, we have Carol. She's one of the brand new heroes, a 4-star sorcerer, and she is fast. She reduces the mana of the target by 25%, and the target receives a gift bomb. After 3 turns, the gift bomb explodes and deals 312 damage to the target and nearby enemies. The gift bomb also explodes when the target is defeated. And she's got a pretty nice attack stat there for a 4-star hero. There are certainly other heroes that have higher ones, but that's pretty good. So 312 damage to the target and nearby enemies, in addition to an attack stat there, means Carol's going to do a good bit of damage. However, this is a lot like Jack from the Halloween event, just in 4-star form. And one thing I pointed out with Jack is that even though he's fast and Carol is fast, it's going to take some time for that gift bomb to go off. And I know people always point out that you can kill the hero that has the gift bomb on it. Like with Jack, you can kill the hero that has the pumpkin bomb on it. But you do have to be able to kill that hero with it on it. And so my only concern with a hero like this is, if you could use a special to kill the hero with the bomb anyway, why wouldn't you just take heroes that just kill opposing heroes faster anyway, instead of having to wait for the bombs to go off? So even though Carol is fast, she's actually kind of slow, if you think about it. You can change the speed a little bit depending on how your other heroes are doing, but I'm doing Jack tournament videos this week, and my concern is kind of playing out a little bit, that the Jacks are just a little bit too slow. When they go off and the pumpkin bombs go off, they're devastating, but it takes quite a while to get there. And so I think the same thing is probably going to happen with Carol. So I'm going to end up giving Carol a B+ for this, because I do have that concern. I think she's good, but I don't think I can give her an A, because I think that her mana speed is a little bit of an illusion. I think she's slower than she looks. So for that reason, she is a B+. But I think she's a good hero. She's probably worth leveling up, especially if you get multiples of them. Like I'm doing a Jack tournament defense right now that has 3 Jacks on it. So they tend to go off faster on defense than they do on offense, if you think about it, because they're getting hit with tiles and things like that. So that could be good, especially in multiples. You can cause chain reactions whenever they all start going off. Okay, and lastly, our new legendary 5-star hero, Krampus, who is a sorcerer and is average speed. Krampus summons an elf minion for each ally with 10% HP and 10% attack inherited from the caster, very similar to all the other winter heroes. The caster gets Taunt that prevents enemies from using special skills on the caster's allies for 3 turns. The caster gets plus 44% defense and a further 10% increase every time they are hit during 3 turns. This effect can't be dispelled. And lastly, all allies get plus 50% attack for 3 turns. You guys, this is a very, very similar hero to Black Knight. And if you know how good Black Knight is, you know already that Krampus is going to be an amazing hero on defense especially, but even on offense, just like with Black Knight, you can take Black Knight on offense and kind of funnel all the damage to him. It's going to be so hard to kill this guy, and in the meantime, while he's taking all the damage and not really dying, it's going to leave the opposing team open to be as aggressive as it possibly can be. So I think this is a really good hero. I don't know if he's better than Black Knight or not. He's very comparable. I think there's some things that make him better, but there are some things that make Black Knight better too. Very little differences between them, but one thing that makes Krampus better is all allies get plus 50% attack, which is higher than what Black Knight does. Black Knight gives 45%. But also, Black Knight has that defense against special skills, which is a bit stronger than this regular defense that Krampus has. However, I think you're going to end up finding that plus the minions that everybody gets is just going to make this a really, really difficult hero to deal with on defenses. Plus, there's not a lot of good sorcerers out there already, so I bet there's plenty of emblems floating around to put on this guy. So for that reason, I'm going to give Krampus a solid A, and I think it remains to be seen, but he could even potentially be an S hero for defense in particular. But he is going to be probably an A on offense too, just because of the ability to keep your team alive. So if you get Krampus, you're lucky. I would definitely level him up. I think we're going to see a ton of him on defense. And there you have it. Good luck with your summons. Now you kind of have an idea of what I think about the heroes. What do you think? Make sure to leave it in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know. And if you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know when I drop more videos. Catch you in the next one.